Guess what? I'm starting. Eric is now officially moved up to guest host. Guest co-host. He's no longer a guest.
That's impressive.
Do you know what he had to do to get that?
I want to know.
He had to sell some drugs, jerk off the mayor.
Oh.
How was that?
That's good.
Yeah, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a community service.
Yeah. Welcome to the Rhinebeck Scoop. I'm your host, Jennifer C. This radio show is produced by yours truly, Matty Rosenberg, and Jennifer Hammoud at Radio Free Rhinecliff. For the 5 people, literally, who give a shit, we try to post full episodes of the Rhinebeck Scoop on the YouTube channel, Radio Free Rhinecliff. So look under the playlist, the Rhinebeck Scoop. So hopefully, Matty, that'll be happening more regularly.
Yeah,
okay.
I would hope so.
Okay, cool. We have 2 handsome men today as my co-hosts. You all know Matty, but back for the 3rd time is returning guest, now promoted to guest host, is a prolific and uber-talented Eric Steinman. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
How are you? We missed you.
I'm good. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, which maybe by the time this airs, it won't be a beautiful day again. But it's a tremendous day outside, and I'm in here in a, what is this, 6x3 room with 3 people, and we're breathing each other's carbon.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well,
Carbon footprint?
No.
Carbon dioxide?
Dioxide, thank you.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, we're all middle-aged. We can't think of shit.
Yeah, I can't think of shit.
It's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so now before we get to, Eric, you have something to talk to us about. But before we get to that, I want to know, who do you think? Let's just put it all out on the table, right? This is a bro episode.
Okay.
Who do you think out of the 3 of us has the biggest dick?
I'm not going to guess that.
You're not?
You're not?
Then it's up to me?
It's up to Eric.
Who do you think?
I think it's definitely Matt.
I think it's definitely me.
It's you?
I think it's...
Are we talking about anatomy or are we talking about energy?
I would say energy.
Okay.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, that's you.
That is me. But we can settle this in one way. There's a very easy way to settle this, okay? Very simple. What kind of car do you drive?
Oh.
Matty?
None.
Yeah, so your balls haven't dropped.
Oh,
Eric?
That's right. I got the jump on Matty.
There you are.
Although the type of car I drive is not, connected with that BDE.
What is it?
Subaru.
I knew you were going to say that. What is it, a Legacy?
No, it's a Forester.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the #1 lesbian car.
I know. I've made a lot of friends.
Well, guess who has the BDE? That is me. I drive an F-150, which is a Ford huge pickup. So thank you very much. All settled.
See, I would argue that the people that drive Ford F-150s, and I'm running the risk right now of being assassinated.
Here we go.
Are the people that don't naturally have the BDE, and therefore they have to supplement. I'm totally fine with my lesbian car. I'm very comfortable with it.
I disagree. I think those of us who drive it have the BDE. And I think I do out of everyone in this room.
Had you ever read anything about guys going through midlife crisis and the type of cars they need to buy?
Yeah, but they buy more like the Porsches and the little Porsches and the things like they'll buy the little sports cars. Like the real men.
What about the Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Cybertruck. Yeah, there's that too.
Yep.
Good point.
But yeah, I like a real man car now that I drive one.
Okay.
Like I like when I step out of that car and people are shocked. People are like, whoa, who is this little person getting out of this huge car?
Yeah. Do you have a step stool to get in and out like they do on Amtrak?
No, I don't, asshole. But thank you. Oh my God, Eric is definitely back. So tell us about the new restaurant in RBK that you went to last night.
Well,
and wait a minute, hold on. You were the food editor for the Hudson Valley. Help me here.
Yeah, I'm gonna gotta help you. You're already.
No, you were the owner.
No.
You were the publisher.
I was the editor-in-chief of Edible Hudson Valley for
Yes.
roughly 10 years.
Yes, that was before my time, so that's why I just didn't know it. Okay,
Yeah, it's
go
okay.
ahead.
And I have written a lot of food journalism, as they say, for a lot of newspapers and magazines and whatnot. So I kind of know what I'm saying. But at the same time, I kind of made it a policy not to do restaurant reviews.
Okay.
And I'm making kind of an exception today, just for you.
Wow, thank you.
And the reason why I don't like restaurant reviews is because restaurants are enormously difficult to pull off on a day-to-day basis. And it's very easy, staffing issues, whatever, to have a very bad night. And so I don't think it's fair to evaluate a restaurant, especially a new restaurant. And the restaurant I'm going to talk about is Little Goat.
Where is that in Rhinebeck?
I don't know the exact address, but it's in the old Amsterdam space.
Oh, did Amsterdam move out?
Oh, yeah. Amsterdam vacated a good year ago, I think.
Okay, because I thought they were closing down to revamp, and they never did that.
No, they closed.
Okay.
That's how they do everything in the Hudson Valley. They take baby steps towards,
Towards
obsolescence.
closing. Yeah, I've done that with podcasts. I get it. Go ahead.
So, and generally my rule is that I don't go to restaurants until they've been open for at least 6 weeks because I want them to kind of get their sea legs. So I was invited last night to go, not by staff or anyone involved with the restaurant, but by friends. And I decided to break my own rule. And I went to Little Goat. There was the 4 of us, and it was actually quite good.
Was it a cute double date?
It was a cute double date.
Ah, that's cute.
It was a cute double date. And it was surprisingly somewhat crowded, although it sort of emptied out by 8:30.
What time do you go eat?
What time do I go eat normally? 7?
That's too late for me.
Really?
We could never double date.
7 is too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while I'll make a reservation for 6:30 if I like.
No, I like senior citizen
So
hour.
you get the early bird special.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'll stop eating by 6.
Is this because you have a fear that they're going to run out of what you like by 7?
No, it's because I can't sleep if I eat too late.
Oh, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
I'll give you a point for that.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome. So it was very charming. It's interestingly enough, it got written up in Vogue this week.
Interesting.
Vogue.com. And it was less for the food, more for the decor and the vibe, which I think it definitely has that sort of like.
Someone gave someone a blowy. That's what that comes down to. Yeah.
But the tone of the piece was also like, this is like an upstate destination. It has that like sort of farm chic kind of feel to it. But the staff there were lovely. Everyone was very nice. And the food was actually quite good. It kind of had a Mediterranean adjacent feel to it.
What'd you have?
I had a bucatini.
What's that?
Oh, bucatini is a type of pasta. It's like spaghetti, but there's a hole in the middle.
I remember pasta. Pasta's good.
Oh, shit. You can't have pasta.
I don't need pasta, no. I don't really like it.
Bucatini is fantastic.
Is it?
Bucatini
I don't
is
really like pasta that much. Anyway.
Yeah, bucatini is a good vehicle for a lot of sauces. And I had like a meze plate and a beer.
Okay, so you would say try it out.
I would say try it out. I mean, I'm all for local businesses. It would be nice if we had something possibly more affordable, but this place wasn't outrageous as far as prices. And I think they're going to start having brunch and breakfast there,
Oh, that'd be interesting.
which will be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's not a whole, other than bread alone, there's not a whole hell of a lot here for that.
So if I asked you guys to go out, like let's say 7 p.m., right? And I said, meet me at whatever restaurant. We're all going to do a double date, like a triple date. Jen can come too, right? Would you do it?
Sure.
Why not?
You would? I wouldn't want to go, though.
Wait, are you talking about the specter of a double or triple date, or are you talking about going out at a certain hour?
I'm talking about, I feel like it's like I come in here, right? Every 2 weeks. I pretty much piss off Jen because I haven't gone to an event.
Oh, yeah.
She gets annoyed, and then I get to harass Matty for a while, and then we do the show, and then Jen offers me events, and I just pretend like I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And it's a whole cycle, but it's a cycle I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And it gives me my social stimulation to the point that, like, I don't need to see you after, like, 3 p.m. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to have breakfast with me,
So then
cool.
why did you just
if
invite
you wanna
us to
have
this
lunch with
dinner?
me,
Yeah,
no, but I'm not inviting you to the dinner.
Oh, this was a hypothetical.
This is a hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I would do lunch with any of you, and I would do breakfast with any of you, but I'm not.
But
doing
dinner's
dinner.
too much. You're done.
I'm done. I'm done, and I don't live in the village, so like I'm the one who has to drive. You know what I mean?
But you're like 15 minutes out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So you're you're like an ambivert.
Yeah.
A what?
An ambivert. You're sometimes an extrovert, sometimes an introvert. You need to be energized, and sometimes you don't.
She's only comfortable being in places where people poop on their lawn.
That's true.
That's true too.
Fecal sculptures.
Fecal sculptures. Did you like that callback?
I was very impressed. He called it fecal sculptures. It's very, very impressive. So anyway, back to food. So
Yeah.
you would say definitely try it out. We're good with that.
Yeah, no, it was good. And I judging from the staff and their sort of level of competency, and I think it's going to probably be a good thing.
Okay, great. Well, you know, when you come on the Rhinebeck Scoop for the third time, you do get gifts. And I have gifts here.
Besides
for
the
you.
water?
Besides the water, you get gifts.
Holy moly.
And I have to maybe explain the gifts. So go ahead.
Is this like an open on mic
Yeah,
thing?
open on mic.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to sound good.
I can edit.
It's
Really, Eric?
Of,
Yeah.
part of the whole malort.
Should I hold this up for the camera?
Yeah.
It looks like it's a journal.
It's a little journal, and it says adventures book because I'm manifesting for you that you're going to have a lot of adventures this year.
Thank you.
And that is from Rhinebeck Artist Shop.
I like it. And it's kind of the color that I would have chosen.
I thought that I saw that sitting there, and everything else was like girly with cats and flowers and stuff, but I thought that was you.
It's masculine. And I know you demand nothing less than masculine.
Yes,
present.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then there's a card.
There's a card. You don't have to read it, but you have to see what's in the card.
Okay.
You can read the card later.
Okay, I'll read the card later.
Yeah.
I'm reading
Because
it on
it's
mic.
like weird reading a card in front of someone. My dad would always do that. He'd always read the card in front of you, and it was so awkward in front of everyone.
I hated that.
I
hated that. And then somebody would be like, what does this say? What's this word? Oh, you didn't dot the I. Oh, she got me a little gift certificate from Soul Smoothie Bar, which is the quite underrated smoothie bar coffee place, which I know you have your opinions.
Well, no, I'm sure.
You're welcome.
I just don't like the decor.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not listening to the decor.
The
Hopefully they're not
Hawaiian
listening.
decor or whatever it is.
It's like Hermosa Beach circa 1996.
Yes, that's what it is.
I think it was like
Yes.
Hawaiian meet Home Depot.
Yeah. It's sort of live, love, learn kind of vibe
That
to
pillow.
it. Thank you, dear.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so now we are going on to white people problems.
So many of them.
So many.
Where to start, where to finish.
It's so weird today that it's not like steaming hot.
Well, that's because the air conditioning's fixed.
Yes, I understand, but I'm like, it's so bizarre. Anyway, let's talk about middle-aged marriage because I'm with two seasoned spouses. Matty, how long have you been married? You've never told me.
A long time.
No, tell me.
More than 20 years and less than 30.
So 25,
More.
27?
We plenty. We don't want to give these exact numbers.
Okay.
Why? Because you're worried it ages you, or
Yeah,
no,
what's
I
the
mean,
deal?
I think I just think it's more fun this way.
Okay, Eric,
yes,
you've been married 20 years, if I remember correctly.
20 and change. Yeah,
20 and change.
20 in like 6 months.
Okay, so here's the deal. You guys are two married men. You're seasoned. You have a child. You have a fur child. Now, here's my question: is when did you stop listening to your wife? At what point? Because I would love to know this because my husband, we've only been married 7 years, and he totally tunes me out. So when did you stop listening?
Arguably, I don't think I have stopped listening. And
I think you have.
No, I'm not trying to save face in that. Sometimes it's about selective listening to some degree, because oftentimes there will be a lot of information coming at me, and it's not so much about like, what people would imagine, like take out the garbage or whatever, but it's just like sort of minutia from work or whatever it is. And so I won't get things right, like who my wife works with and what their job is. But I feel like I listen fairly well.
So if I had your wife right here,
I think,
she would say that you listen very well.
of course not. But I think it would be interesting to hear what she would have to say about that. But I do feel like I listen fairly well. I mean, there's definitely times where she's like, I told you that. And I'm like, you never told me that? Or
oh, she told you that.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
she's told you that probably like 5 times.
But I mean, I saw whatever it was your sort of trailer for this, that your husband only hears about sex, cows, and planes. I was listening to you.
Well, thank you.
And I'm not even married to you.
Well, no, but that's why you were listening.
Yeah. But I think you kind of can't afford not to, because then, you build resentment and distance and all that stuff. But yeah, there's times that I'm more attentive than others.
Do you know names? Do you know, for example, she has a friend at work and like if she brings it up, okay, this is definitely the person, like their names or the nephew's names or that kind of thing?
I definitely know all the family members' names.
Okay.
And it's funny.
My husband doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not at all.
It's funny because
he doesn't give a shit.
My wife comes from a fairly large family. And when we first started dating, she would talk about family members, and I would always like stop her and say, like, wait, who is this? Whose kid is that? And she made me like a graph, which was very helpful because
flow chart.
So, yeah, it was like a chart. But as far as like, I know all of her friends, I know the status with all of her friends and like who they're married to or dating or whatever it is. As far as people she works with, coworkers, I get a little confused.
Okay, so you're definitely just a straight guy.
Sure.
So, Matty, how about you?
So the question
do you listen to your wife, or when did you stop listening to your wife?
It's a really good question. I don't think I completely stopped, but I do find that distractions come in the way, and I am eternally distracted. I would have to blame technology more than anything else.
Yeah.
As a number one reason. That doesn't mean that I'm just trying to explain, not mitigate or say that that's right or wrong, or right, I should say. But no, I do think that, as with everyone, technology has come into play, and I get just what I do for a living and what I do here at Radio Free Rhinecliff means that I get an awful lot of text.
No, of course.
Like hundreds a day.
No, I know. That's why I hardly text you.
Oh, you can text me. I always respond.
No, you respond, but I know you get that volume,
right.
so I don't bother.
That is an issue, which, one has to really try to tame. And that's definitely, and I do think, obviously, men and women have different communication styles. There was a great episode of Modern Love, if you've ever listened to the podcast, just the last one. And I think that, they talked to this prominent couples therapist.
Oh, Terry Real.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so Terry Real, kind of just explained that he approaches couples therapy different from, I think, almost all couples therapists, in that he's always willing to come down on the side of one person. It's almost always coming on the side of the woman against the man.
Okay.
And that's why I recommend this episode. It comes out of an article in the New York Times Magazine back in February, where this guy wrote this article, and it's all about how he realized he was totally wrong after going to Terry Real as a therapist. So yeah, no, I do think that there's issues that are systemic, and I think they're made worse in the times we live in.
Do you think jealousy has a place in a long-standing marriage? Does it make the marriage still hot and sexy and all that?
I cannot find a sort of rationale that would say yes for that. I think jealousy is really destructive. I'd like to entertain it and be open-minded to it, because I know different people have different kinks, and I'm not judging it. But jealousy, it erodes trust. and it erodes confidence. So it's hard for me to imagine that would be a good thing. Do you think it's a good thing?
I 100% think a little bit of healthy jealousy is a great thing in a marriage.
Okay.
I do, because it keeps the spark a little bit.
So are we talking like, oh, I saw you at that dinner party talking to that person and that makes me a little inquisitive? Or are we talking about where were you on Saturday from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m.?
It's talking about, so my husband, he came home and he said something about a month ago, and he was like, yeah, he was talking about a meeting with a woman he works with, and his exact words were, I'm going to hook up with this 20-year-old for this, whatever the fuck he was talking about, for some meeting for his job. And I did not like that. Like, that made me jealous. I said, could we please not use the words hook up and 20-year-old? Because I'm not okay with either of them. And that's the thing, too. I don't like, I mean, here's the thing, like maybe a 50-year-old I wouldn't care about, like a 20-year-old I would really, really care about.
And it one could imagine, and all due respect to your husband, he is a man of a certain age, and I think if that 20-year-old heard him saying, I'm going to hook up with her, she would probably be like, ew.
Yeah, I know. I get that. Yeah. I get that. But still, he's still a very attractive man.
I'm sure he is.
And he's still, what, Matty?
I just can't believe he would say that.
Hooking up?
I meant that exact quote. I mean, I believe you're quoting it.
No, I swear.
I know. He
just said it in a weird way. Instead of like, I'm meeting with the person I did not take it well.
So wait a second. You said hook up. Meeting with somebody is different than hook. The term he used, I meant.
Yeah, that he meant like meeting with this person, but he said, I'm going to like hook up down in the city.
Okay, it's just a weird.
So, okay, wait. I want to hear. So it made you uncomfortable or it made you a little titillated?
It made me a little mad.
It made you a little mad.
It made me a little titillated. But it's good because then I know the spark is still there. I still find my husband sexy. I still love him. I still want to have sex with him. You know what I mean? Like, he's still mine.
So when your husband listens to this, your advice to him is to hook up with more 20-year-olds because it's better for your marriage.
You know what? Fuck off.
Just saying.
That is not nice. Okay. No, but you see it does bring out a little bit of passion.
I would argue
a little bit of healthy passion.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you about what you felt because that's totally your emotional landscape, but I think jealousy in general is not based in like love or passion. It's based in like ideas of like ownership and deceit and.
But I'm talking about healthy jealousy.
Yeah,
you know,
well, where's the line? That's the question.
The line is, I mean, I don't stalk him or anything. I basically let him every month go get jerked off by some woman in Kingston.
Wow.
Yeah, because
okay. Well, this took a turn, didn't it?
Because he goes to this massage therapist in Kingston, and I don't know what goes on. He's told me twice where the place is. I tried to check it out. I've never found this place. So I'm telling you, like,
what makes you think he's getting it like a happy ending? Is that what you're insinuating?
Yes, that's what I'm insinuating. Absolutely.
Okay. I kind of don't believe it. Not that it's not possible. I'm sure there's plenty of places around here, but I think he would probably be like, I'm going to Lowe's to pick up, air conditioner filter.
And he's gone for a long time. It's a long time.
It's impressive.
Lowe's
that it
has
takes
a lot of aisles.
I know. It is impressive. Like, part of me is like, yay, I don't have to do it. And then part of me is just a little jealous about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So I think a little healthy jealousy is good.
I'll entertain it.
Quick answers, because we have to move on.
Okay.
What do you love about marriage?
It's not distinct moments. It's the sort of continuation of it all. It's the long-term commitment and knowing someone and the familiarity. Mm-hmm. Matty married his wife 20 some odd years ago. I married my wife some 20 odd years ago. And the marriage that you're entering into decades earlier is totally different than the marriage you wind up with. And it moves, and it's its own organism in some ways.
One last question. Try to make it a little succinct.
Okay.
Because we have Father's Day coming up. What do you love about fatherhood?
I have no regard for Father's Day. It just feels artificial and tacked on, and it feels like it's more...
So Eric.
So me. It's more, it puts more pressure on the father to enjoy it than anything else. I don't think I could differentiate fatherhood from parenthood, but maybe it's worth considering. I think it's just being present for the evolution of a child throughout sort of all phases. My son right now just took his first like big job, and he's in a city, and it's just for the summer. It's an internship, and
Nice.
it's like I'm very proud of him and very excited for him, and he's experiencing all these things, so I'm vicariously experiencing it through him. And like, oh, you took the subway today. That's really exciting. And, and he got lost on the subway, and that's exciting too. And like,
I can see that.
So yeah, it's being sort of vicariously living through your kid.
Oh, I love that. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, we are going to commercial, and Eric is going to do it. So you ready? You're going to repeat after me.
Yes. This is Eric Steinman, and you're listening to the Rhinebeck Scoop. If you enjoy the show, tell a friend.
Okay, so we're going to do just a quick little segment, a quick little question, and that is called Trust Your Opinion. So I trust Eric's opinion. Okay? So what would you do to improve the Rhinebeck Scoop?
Honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm in the hot seat and I want to take up more of your time, it could be a little longer.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel, and I'm talking about it as a listener, not as a guest, and not as a co-host. Yeah.
Co-host.
But
Jerking off the mayor.
do what you got to do. But sometimes I feel like you scoot through things faster than you need to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And also, I think I liked it a little better when you started more formally rather than started with like the chit chat.
Okay, that's interesting because I get the opposite. People like the chit chat.
Really?
Yeah, people really like the chit chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is
Interesting.
trust my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to trust your opinion
Okay,
anymore.
you don't have to.
Okay, Eric, your sweet of the moment.
Okay. As I said earlier, it's a beautiful day, and I had a moment actually walking my dog, and this could be a little bit of a sour. It might end up being a sour, but I saw a moth, a really beautiful white moth, and like a little, I don't know, like a chickadee or some sort of bird that was in hot pursuit of this moth.
Oh.
And they were like kind of like going, it was almost like a game, and there was like a pursuit, and it was like these two organisms that were meeting at this one moment, and the bird eventually got the moth, and the moth was done, and it was just food for it. But it was just like a very like, it almost felt like something out of a cartoon.
Yeah.
It was like really kind of beautiful and lyrical, and it just happened, and I just happened to see it.
That's like my dog. One of my dogs, we have a huge heron that comes to our pond,
Yeah.
and they chase each other.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really funny to watch.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't gotten video of that, but they love to chase each other.
Do they never catch one another?
Oh, no.
Okay.
They never catch one. But it's like that. It's like a cartoon. It's funny to watch.
Yeah.
Your sour of the moment.
My sour of the moment probably also has to be another insect-related thing. In that,
Okay.
the ticks have been reborn.
Oh, I don't think they're that bad.
Oh, they're bad. They're really bad. I mean, you said you have a dog?
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm just finding them all over the place, and it's like...
are you? I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, knock on wood, I have never gotten a tick-borne illness as of yet, and I've lived here for about 20 years. But if someone had told me about how bad the ticks are here, I don't think I would have moved here.
See, I don't think the ticks are that bad.
Oh, they're bad.
I think Craig has this, he sprays something, and it's not a chemical, it's like some type of minerals that he sprays for the land, for the cows, and I swear that's why we hardly have ticks. I swear, because like the people next to us will have ticks, and we'll be like, we really hardly have any.
Well, I mean, to be clear, I live in the village, which is where Mayor Bassett resides, and that's a little callback there. And we don't have ticks necessarily on our property, but walking the dogs, even through neighborhoods or like in the woods, they're obviously tick magnets, and I'm finding them like ticks scrambling up walls in our house, and yeah.
Okay, no, I think it's because he sprays this stuff, because our neighbors complain, but we're okay.
Okay.
So anyway, All right. So, my little rhinos, remember to shop right here at the Epicurean for all your upscale grocery and gift giving needs. You can email me at comments@radiofreerhinecliff.org and follow me at Free Spirit Jennifer C for fun and meaning middle-aged content. You love my content, right, Eric?
Yes, always. Content is key.
Yes. And then next episode, Matty, we're going to have a call-in line. Call-in line. So Eric has to call in, and you're going to call in between, we'll say like 3:30, 4 o'clock. We'll figure this all out. I'll announce it on my Instagram, and then you can put it on Radio Free Rhinecliff's Instagram. But Matty set this all up for me today, and we're going to do call-ins.
However are you going to keep people from cursing on air?
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
I know. I'm joking.
Yeah, It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I'm just curious what these my little rhinos have to say.
Yeah.
And what they have to say about the show and me and how I can improve and what they love about me and what they don't like about me. I think it'll be fun.
So it's all about you.
Oh, yeah. And also the village and village shit, too.
Village shit.
It's always
Yeah.
Jen.
Except, that's true. Except I don't want to hear about elections and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because that kind of bores me. And I don't want to hear any politics. If you call in, do religion and politics, you're never calling in again. We're blocking you.
Okay.
So it has to be more about like fun stuff or maybe something that annoyed you or something like that. So yeah, Maddie's all for it, right?
Sure.
This is the first phase of call-in.
Eventually, you'll be doing like the midnight to 8 a.m. call-in show.
No, I'm never doing that. That's never happening. Okay, the next episode will drop Tuesday, June 17th. Until then, happy Father's Day, Eric.
Thank you so much.
And Matty, happy Fur Father's Day. And happy Father's Day to all the wonderful DILFs and GILFs of Rhinebeck, including my husband.
Love you, RBK.
Yeah.